Jefferson Joseph DeBlanc was an American World War II Marine Corps fighter pilot and flying ace, credited with shooting down 9 Japanese aircraft during 2 tours of duty in the Pacific at Guadalcanal and Okinawa. On January 31, 1943, despite mechanical problems with his aircraft, he pressed forward with a mission and shot down 5 Japanese aircraft in minutes before being shot down himself. DeBlanc parachuted to safety and was rescued by native islanders, traded for a sack of rice, and picked up by a Navy seaplane. He received the Medal of Honor for his actions that day. He served in the Marine Corps Reserve until 1972. In that time, he also taught school and completed graduate and doctoral degrees in math, physics and education. DeBlanc enlisted in the United States Navy Reserve USNR as a seaman second class on July 29, 1941, and received flight training at the Naval Reserve Aviation Base in New Orleans, for 2 weeks, before going to the Naval Air Station in Corpus Christi, Texas, to continue his training. His naval enlistment was terminated under honorable conditions on October 15, and he was appointed an aviation cadet, USNR, on the following day. DeBlanc was one of approximately 24,500 Cajun GIS to serve during World War II. Commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Marine Corps Reserve on May 4, 1942, DeBlanc moved to San Diego to join Headquarters Squadron, 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing. In July, he was assigned to the Advanced Carrier Training Group, where he remained under instruction until August 6. He was placed in the new pilot's pool until, with less than 10 hours of flight time in the F-4F Wildcat, he joined VMF 112, Marine Aircraft Group 11, 1st Marine Aircraft Wing in October. 2 weeks later, he left for overseas and arrived at Guadalcanal on November 2. On November 13, Japanese Mitsubishi G-4M Betty bombers attempted to torpedo Allied ships and were intercepted by VMF 112, and in that action DeBlanc shot down 3. He was promoted to first lieutenant on December 19. On January 29, 1943, DeBlanc was forced to ditch his Wildcat and luckily landed in the wake of an American destroyer that was fleeing across Iron Bottom Sound due to a Japanese air raid. He was rescued by the destroyer and returned to flight status immediately after indigenous people who bartered him for a sack of rice to another tribe that hit him and cared for his wounds. The tribal members carried DeBlanc by outrigger canoe to the home of an Anglican missionary, who forwarded him to 2 coast watchers, who immediately attempted contact with the Allied authorities by clandestine radio. On February 12, 3 days before his 22nd birthday, a Navy PBY Catalina patrol bomber landed in the sea off the island and tribal members paddled DeBlanc out to it in a canoe. He was flown back to his base and to the hospital. DeBlanc was discharged from active duty on December 31, 1945. He returned to his home in St. Martinville, Louisiana, and was assigned to the 8th Marine Corps Reserve District, later serving as commander of Marine Air Reserve Group 18. DeBlanc retired from the Marine Corps Reserve as a colonel on July 1, 1972. In the mid-1970s and 1980s, DeBlanc taught middle and high school math and physics at Afsent International School, currently Allied Joint Force Command Brunsum, the Netherlands. In 2006, DeBlanc appeared on an episode of the History Channel series Dogfights. In the episode, titled Guadalcanal, DeBlanc's ace-in-a-day action is depicted. The episode was the 4th episode of the first season of the series, which recreated historical air combat campaigns using modern computer graphics. Also in the episode, DeBlanc humorously declared that on the day he was rescued and traded back to the Navy by natives, he knew exactly what I was worth that day: 1 bag of rice. For on the morning of Thanksgiving Day, November 22, 2007, Jefferson DeBlanc died in Lafayette, Louisiana, age 86, from complications due to pneumonia. 5 He was the last surviving World War II recipient of the Medal of Honor from Louisiana. He was predeceased by his wife Louise, who died on 2005. He is buried with full military honors at St. Michael's Cemetery, St. Martinville, St. Martin Parish, Louisiana.